There has been conjecture recently about the former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, and his purported financial transactions with the infamous apartheid official Eugene de Kock. Before we continue, please kindly hit on the subscribe button. Unverified rumors that have been making the rounds on social media state that Zuma allegedly gave de Kock 200,000 rands every month. These assertions have generated a great deal of discussion and controversy. The main thrust of the accusations is the possibility that Zuma gave de Kock significant financial help after he was released from jail. Critics have questioned if this alleged financial arrangement is representative of a larger pattern of behavior and assert that it represents Zuma's special treatment. The talks also touch on Zuma's private meetings with de Kock, which adds to the conjecture over the nature of their partnership. Some social media users have responded to these assertions by pointing out that there isn't any hard proof to back up the claims. Critics contend that although allegations against Zuma often go unsubstantiated, comparable allegations against other public figures like Cyrilramaphosa should be supported by strong evidence. This disparity in the handling of charges has complicated the conversation even more and called into question the consistency and fairness of public debate. The argument brings up more general questions about responsibility and the standards of evidence used in political discourse. It is important to view the assertions cautiously and take into account the larger context of political prejudice and evidence since they are yet unproven. Public opinion on the veracity of these claims and their consequences for the persons involved is still split as this case moves forward. The changing circumstances highlight how crucial thorough fact-checking and impartial reporting are. Once again, hundreds of protesters congregated close to the headquarters of the African National Congress, ANC. They were there to support former South African President Jacob Zuma. Although Zuma is now the head of the newly formed Umkhonto weSizwe (MK) party, he is still an ANC member. This infuriates the ANC, which has dominated South Africa since 1994. They called a special meeting and urged Zuma to explain himself. Zuma used a computer at home to attend the conference. Zuma's dual engagements don't bother many of his supporters. Longtime ANC member Bishop Sandow Ndlela says he is acting in the same manner. "We don't want to leave the ANC because it would allow them to remove us and take whatever action they like." Ndlela said, "We want to correct them from the MK party." Theo Dlamini, a Johannesburg-based MK administrator, concurred. He claimed that most Zuma supporters are okay with his continuing to be an ANC member for the time being. Zuma is a president of MK and still a member of the ANC. Then let him go and answer for himself there until he finalizes that. Then we are going to say something, Dlamini said. Zuma has made it apparent that he has no intention of leaving the ANC. At one point, he said he would die an ANC member. Both sides are confused and concerned about this. For 30 years, the ANC has dominated South Africa's political landscape, but nowadays it's got serious issues. People's grievances include unemployment, lack of access to energy, and allegations of corruption against ANC officials. Some believe the ANC may lose votes to Zuma's new MK party in the next major election. From 2009 until 2018, Zuma served as South Africa's president. He was forced to depart early due to allegations against him. Nonetheless, a large number of his admirers believe he was handled unjustly. The Zuma supporters were a boisterous and joyful group of people. They danced and sang songs close to the ANC headquarters. This demonstrates that Zuma is still well-liked by a large number of people despite not being president. Regarding Zuma's affiliation with two parties, the ANC has not stated its position. They promised to share with everyone what they determined during their meeting with him later. For South Africa, this is a novel scenario. A prominent political figure seldom leads two parties concurrently, particularly if one of them is very new and may pose a threat to the other. An enormous number of people will be watching to see what happens with Zuma and his two parties as South Africa prepares for its next major election. Can he remain in both? Will he be forced to pick by the ANC? And what impact will this have on the election's outcome? There are still many unanswered large questions. Is it appropriate for a political figure to belong to two parties simultaneously? How may this impact political trust? The Luthuli House event, which was scheduled to show support for President Jacob Zuma, has been declared as postponed. This move follows the African National Congress's ANC decision to forgo a live presence by allowing